Hey everybody, this is AubreyS, and I'm pretty sure that y'all never really get the chance to see my face and wonder who is this person that's making all of this content on the channel. But I figure that, if you're watching all of my footage, you should probably know who I am. And I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this first ever test of the live stream of the Brownsville Gamer YouTube page. So, first and foremost, if you haven't really subscribed to this channel, you should. But other than that, let me start by saying that, why am I even doing this in the first place? Why have I decided to even go live on YouTube to talk to you when I haven't even added much content on the channel in a while? I kind of want to give you some insights as to where I am at the moment. Why am I doing this? And hopefully talk about the future. I really doubt that there are people watching this, and from the number of people looking at this right now, which is at zero, I feel like I can say whatever is on my mind, and no one's gonna be able to say shit about it because, let's be honest, who's watching this shit? But anyway, first, how is the channel doing? Well, it has 11 subscribers, which, to be honest, the fact that I was able to pull off 11 subscribers just by posting content and not really doing more than that is, successful in that of itself. Do I wish that I had more subscribers? Of course I do. Do I feel that do I feel like I need to do more work to get people to watch the channel? Of course there's more I can do. Do I feel that the effort that I'll put in will ultimately, gather more viewers? I doubt it, because I think that the YouTube algorithm's a piece of shit, and it's going to benefit those that are already doing the fuckery to get YouTube to, recognize their material, and thus people like yourself, whoever the fuck is watching this, will end up watching more than my shit. Now, my shows are not special at all. In fact, there's just a bunch of recordings of obscure games, some of which you've already played and wonder why is he even playing these games, to games that you never even thought existed, which I thought was a huge benefit to the channel. Now, I'm not here to rant about why I don't get any respect or why I don't get any viewers. I mean, to be honest, I do this just for the fun. However, lately, in the past few months, things have been very difficult for me, which makes this very difficult for me to even run the channel as well as I would like. First, I feel like I'm running this channel by myself. Initially, there were people that were supposed to, contribute and put their time and energy into running the channel. And again, mostly me by myself doing it. That's not to say that I am not grateful for the contributions that other people put into the channel. Trust me, I couldn't have over 100 channels, 100 videos without, my friends contributing. But I just feel like a lot of the upkeep and shopkeeping, responsibility really just falls on my hands. And if it doesn't get done by me, it's never going to get done by anybody. So it creates a lot of frustration because, if I knew that I was going to do this by myself, I would not care to share my energy, my commitment, and even my assistance to help others if I just knew I'm doing this by myself. Now, I feel like I can also voice out these opinions, but quite frankly, action speaks louder than words. I shouldn't have to stress somebody to work on a hobby that I thought we shared, mutually. But again, things change, opinions change, feelings change about projects. I'm just here to let you know that I haven't given up on it, and I have some pretty interesting new ideas that I want to, bring to the channel. And that's kind of the reason why I'm doing this video, because I actually wanted to post a rant on a few subjects that I just felt too tired to actually post. And the second reason why I say I feel tired is because I've overcome the flu, and it was not easy. So being able to try to get back to the groove of things has been kind of tiring because when you're, obviously with the flu, your body is not at 100%. You're not breathing at 100%. You're pretty much not moving at 100%. But I figure that now that I'm able to figure out how to get this live shit working, some of the ideas that I wanted to share that I was going to post up months ago, I can finally talk about now. One of those ideas that I kind of wanted to talk about was pretty much where we are with this PlayStation 5 and Xbox One nonsense. I'm going to be very honest with you. I think that the whole pre-order bullshit that we've seen these past few weeks have reminded me why I have no faith in AAA companies and their production value when they come up with new games and new consoles. Like, quite frankly, fuck Sony, fuck Microsoft, borderline fuck Nintendo, right? In terms of the so-called current products and upcoming products, because quite frankly, I just feel like gamers are just getting shafted, and I feel like this is like the wrong time to fuck gamer fans over at the present moment. I mean, like, we're living in really rough times. We're living in a pandemic era in our society. And the reason why people like ourselves rely on companies like Microsoft, Sony, and other gaming companies is because we need relief from the stress, from the heartache, from the bullshit. And the last thing that we need is more bullshit from the people that we rely on to relieve us from that shit. I was sick and I wasn't really able to get to my laptop and be, staring at the screen like a maniac in the hopes that I can pre-order a system. But the fact that it's the year 2020 and we have yet to figure out pre-orders, to be honest, I don't really give a fuck if I'm ranting about this so late. Like, obviously the the pre-order situation has occurred since earlier this week. But quite frankly, I'm going to say my piece because I feel a hell of a lot healthier to talk now. You should have heard me last few days ago when I couldn't even breathe and say my name. But no, I'm going to talk now because I finally got my win back. And I'm just going to be flat out honest. It is bullshit that in the year 2020, we still have to live in a world where we have to stalk a computer screen, set up auto refreshes on our web browsers in the hopes that we can get access to a machine that, to be really honest, us people these days, especially my ass, shouldn't even be buying in the first place, considering that we got expenses up the yin yang. I live in New York City. I should not be spending $600, $700, $500 on a console. But the reason why we do it is because the pain and struggle of living in shitholes like New York City. Yeah, I said it. I live in a shithole. I was born and raised in a shithole. And I say that because that's really what we're left with. Since the pandemic, living here is like living in an empty wasteland. All the stores are barely fucking opening again. And the stores that do exist, you'll be fucking surprised if they last through the whole year. Restaurants that I've grown up to love, shocked that they're still around, barely hanging on. Gamer hobby places that I used to hang out with, same shit. So as we're pretending that everything is going back to normal, things aren't. And if there was one thing that I would figure that, I can get some level of solace, is that, in the year 2020, we can actually buy systems and it doesn't have to feel like a wild goose chase. But nope, that did not happen. The PlayStation 5, I didn't even bother to deal with the pre-order bullshit because I just knew the lack of transparency with their communication of the release of the system was so bad. And I'm just being honest. Like, I sat through all of their their exhibits and presentations that they've done online, even to the very last one that they did when they finally released what the price is and what the date's finally going to be. And they never really gave a clear sense as to when pre-orders were going to take place. And then when we kind of knew, the date was actually inaccurate because you had retailers selling the fucking game, or sorry, the system a day before it's really supposed to be released for pre-order. So if you truthfully was really about trying to, not stress yourself out to try to get a system, and you figure, I can just, live my normal life and just buy a system, forget about it. That's not going to happen. Microsoft was even worse because it's like y'all went out of your way to be like, yeah, we're going to make sure that all of y'all really know when the fucking system's coming out to get it. And then when the moment finally comes, and it's finally the moment where, okay, I can finally get online and get a console, you get screwed over, right? I actually took the energy, although I was sick as a dog. I'm telling you, I was sick as a fucking dog. And I still took the energy to basically try to pre-order a console. Again, shouldn't even be buying it. But I tried. And the only reason why I was enticed by it was because, they had the whole deal with the Series X where, you don't have to pay for the whole thing. You just need to get a 24-month, which if you do the math, honestly, that's a lot of money you're going to be paying. That's like a $700-800 investment, because it's not that you're investing for the console. You're also investing for the gamer pass that you're going to own for 2 years. So all that shit adds up, and it adds up to nearly $700-800 if you end up paying for that route. Now, I didn't mind because I figure, if the game selections aren't going to be as great as the PlayStation 5 and I have access to Game Pass, the game selections that they have for Game Pass isn't all that bad. And you get access to EA games, which, EA is a piece of shit. But again, you're getting all these things packaged up, and you're only paying $25, $26, close to $30 a month. So to me, I didn't see that as a bad deal. But again, the problem here is that you try to follow the rules. You try to do everything by the book. And same bullshit. I was on a line, a so-called line, to get the fucking console pre-ordered. I didn't refresh my screen. I didn't exit out of the box where I wasn't supposed to exit out of. I stayed on that screen. My laptop was plugged in, so I didn't have to worry about battery issues. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? By the time my so-called turn was up, sold out. That's right. Sold out. I waited on a line that I was told, wait on this line, and if you wait on this line, you will have your turn and you will have your system. That did not happen. I went to other vendors, other resellers, basically. I tried Best Buy. I figured, oh shit, I got it in my cart. Oh no, I'm about to get the system. About time to put my credit information in. Gone. Disappeared. You see, the problem that I have with all this is that y'all are wasting people's time with illusions that y'all have something that you really don't have. And what gets me very upset is that you see scalpers, they're selling the system now for $7, $8, $9, $1,000. And people are going to spend that amount of money because they're desperate. Would I do it? Fuck no. I've never done it then, and I'll never do it now. But the point is that when you try to do the right thing, you try to go through the protocols, and you get fucked. I was just watching something on YouTube not too long ago about how certain retailers like GameStop, and they playing people. They're playing motherfuckers because can you imagine a store that's only getting 5, 6, 7 units of the console? So that's really what's up for grabs for pre-sale. And all of those systems are getting sold internally by their own staff, which means people don't even get an opportunity to even hope that they have a fighting chance for a pre-order because it's automatically sold out because the nincompoops that run the fucking store, they got all the goddamn pre-sale orders. They already purchased them. You have stores that were supposed to release their pre-orders one day, but they release it on another. And by the time it was released, all the pre-sales were already sold by their own staff. And again, this is the year 2020. And you know what? And it's just tiring because it's like people are trying to stay sane in this bitch. People are trying to stay sane. You know, this COVID bullshit, this pandemic is getting people. It's making people lose their mind. And the only solace that they have is the ability to just turn on a console and play a game and be entertained. And for gamers that love the newest advancements of technology, we're just hoping that we can get a fair shake to get access to it. And you know what's going to end up happening? What's going to end up happening is the waves of these bullshit pre-orders are going to get taken up by the scalpers, which they're already doing now. Desperate motherfuckers are going to end up spending twice as much for what the console's actually worth. People like myself will not buy a system until maybe next year, mid-next year, maybe, because that's exactly what happened with the Switch. I tried to do everything by the book, and I ended up getting a Switch nearly a year later because it was impossible to find, and I refused to pay $100, $200 over the manufacturer suggested retail price because I wasn't dealing with the upcharge. It's sad that it's the year 2020 and we haven't figured out a way to distribute consoles fairly. And then you wonder why the PC fanboys like to make fun of console owners because we're caught up on this gimmick. So yeah, it's hard to be a gamer right now. It's hard to be a gamer where you can't even buy the new console that you're being force-fed to buy anyway. And mind you, these games are going to be $70, $80 pre-DLCs and microtransactions. Because, why not? Why not raise the price to $70 a pop for a standard copy? Because guess what? There's more hardware that you're getting. There's more data size that you have to handle. That means there's more labor that has to be put into the game, excluding the bullshit DLCs that they're going to try to sell you anyway. It's a damn racket. And then you wonder why people like myself like to play old games. Because back in the day, it's fucking simple. You don't have to deal with all this DLC bullshit. You play a game, you beat the game, you move on to the next one. Gaming was so simple then. It's unfortunate where we are now.